Hello, everyone. My name is Shelly Lynn Hughes, and I am the founder of Pursuit 365 and the host of this Pursuit 365 channel. Today, I'd like to welcome longtime Pursuit 365 member Cindy Van Arnam. Hello, Cindy. How are you today?
I'm so good. I'm excited for this conversation.
Oh, I'm excited to have you, like especially because we have had you part of our community for 4 years and you're always doing something fun and interesting. And yeah, so I'm going to read your bio right now. Cindy Van Arnam is the rebellious badass leader for intuitive coaches and mentors sick and tired of living according to the status quo and playing by other people's rules. I love that. She's all about blending magic, mystery, and the power of the universe with some good old fashioned get shit done energy. Oh my God, this is the best bio. She's not going on to teach you to sit on your patio and stare at butterflies to manifest your greatest dream. And she won't sit around singing kumbaya with you. Oh my gosh, hilarious. With over 7 years of infatuation with universal law, numerology, and emotional resiliency, she is driven by an unnatural obsession with helping her clients become resilient AF, shatter their glass ceiling, and achieve extraordinary results. She is a 7-time International Film Festival Award winner. Holy smokes, I didn't know this. 15-time bestseller collaborative author, Network of Outstanding Women Rising Star for 2021 award winner, an international speaker, and she's been featured on Amazon Prime, the Family Channel, Pursuit 365, The Power of Pink Summit, Squirrel TV, and over 100 podcasts. Oof, it's tiring just reading all that. You're amazing. She helps intuitive coaches, mentors, and CEOs develop resiliency and confidence to blaze their own trail so they can get paid well for their gifts without burning out. I just got burnt out a little bit. That's a lot. But that being said, a lot of amazingness, not like a lot of garbage, just a lot of you've done such amazing, incredible things that again, you've been part of my community for 4 years now. I didn't even know some of that stuff. So, congratulations to you, Cindy, and thank you for coming here today and chatting with me.
Thank you. Thank you. It does feel like a lot, and I get that a lot from people of like, oh my God, how do you keep it all together? And it's because of the resiliency and understanding the laws and
Mhm.
understanding my own chart.
Wow, super cool. Well, we're going to get deep into a little bit more about you and what you do. So, okay, going back to here. So, let's talk about one thing that's hitting me right now is you working with online coaches, correct?
Mhm. Yeah.
So tell me about that because I had a conversation with someone yesterday and they were a coach, or actually not yesterday, a couple days ago. They're a coach, but they have coaches.
Hmm.
And they are a coach maybe to one person, but even though they're a coach, they had like 5 coaches for their own life for different things in their life. So tell me about you and the online coaching.
Yes. So, I mean, I think every coach needs to have a coach.
Mhm.
If we don't, I would never hire a coach who didn't have a mentor themselves because we can't see our own shit. So, it's really important that we have our own coaches. I got involved in the industry back in 2016
Mhm.
after serious cocaine addiction 20 years ago and diving into the personal development industry. I followed all the greats, the Brendan Bouchards, the Tony Robbins, the T. Harv Ekers, and I did all of it and didn't implement any of it. So I just soaked up all the information and didn't actually do anything with it. And then in 2016, after not holding a job for more than a year, my whole life, I decided I was going to start my own business as a virtual assistant because I was not good at working for a boss. It was not working for me. So I started my business as a virtual assistant, doing all the tech, the funnel building, the website building, all of the stuff behind the scenes, and did quite well, except that I had a belief system, being a farm girl, that if you just work harder, you'll make more money.
Yeah.
So I was working 7 days a week, 14-hour days, 15-hour days. I was drinking myself to sleep every night because I was so miserable. And I was burnt out. I hit adrenal fatigue. I just couldn't function anymore. And I met this woman, and she said, if you just meditated, you'd make more money. And I went, No. No. But she spoke to me about numerology, and I again thought, that's a bunch of woo woo. No, no, no. But I started following her and I started listening to her. And at the time, she was doing this daily numerology forecast. And there was something about it. I was like, wait a second, that's accurate. Wait a second, that's accurate. And every day I just got a little bit more curiosity and a little bit stronger and a little bit stronger. So finally one day I'm like, all right, tell me about this. So I booked a reading with her, and it was as if someone had seen me for the first time in my entire life. I felt like I had come home. And me being a virtual assistant, we don't do speaking gigs. We don't talk publicly. We don't do Facebook lives. We're not visible. In fact, at that point, I don't think I had even posted a photo of myself on social media because I was behind the scenes. And my numerology chart all over it, you should be a speaker. And I went, okay. So I leaned into it, and now film, speaking gigs, podcasts everywhere as a result of that one reading. But what really happened during that reading was I woke up to who I really am and the impact that I have the ability to create on this planet. And so I started kind of learning numerology and started coaching and started leaning into it and started actually using all the things I learned from Brendan Bouchard and T. Harv Eker and started implementing that. So I have been coaching now since 2017, 2018, and it just continues to evolve and grow as I continue to evolve and grow.
Amazing. So you work with clients from all over the world then, because if you're doing a lot of it online, like virtually.
Yes, I have global clients. I have worked with clients from Sweden. I have worked with clients from Australia, New Zealand, all over the world, India. Most of my clients are American and Canadian simply because of
Yes,
the time zone, and that's where I'm at. But yeah, I work with clients all over the place.
that's incredible. So you got them from all over the world. Now, what would be because one thing that resonated with me in here is that uh, making money.
Yeah.
Like the making money side of it.
Mhm.
And so do you have mostly like CEOs, corporate leaders, or do you have small business people, or is it just like all over?
Yeah, for the most part, I'm working with coaches. So I work with coaches and mentors and CEOs in the online space for the most part who want to create an impact, who have intuitive gifts and want to share them with the world. So whether that be, you're into astrology or Reiki or numerology or human design, or you're just intuitive and you just know things, but you don't know how to monetize that, I
Yeah.
help you monetize that.
Okay, that's what I needed to know.
Good.
That's what I needed to know. Okay, that is super awesome. And usually do you do like is it a program that people do, or do you just work one-on-one with them?
Yeah, I have a plethora of different ways of working with me because
Mm-hmm.
everybody's at a different stage. So
Yeah.
I have smaller, little tiny programs. I have numerology readings just to start in that place. I have a mastermind that I run. I've got group programs and I do private mentorship as well. So I kind of have the full spectrum, whatever somebody's looking for.
So they could work with you one-on-one or in the groups,
Yeah,
depending on what they need.
yeah.
Oh, don't mind my animals. They've both
Kind of
decided they
running around.
all want to sit on my lap right now.
Yeah.
Yep, no. So the dog's here now, the cat is here as well. So going now, let's go back. So it's your business. Now let's talk about your personal life.
Mhm.
So you were using when you were younger,
Yeah.
and you just woke up one day and said, "That's it." I mean,
Kind of.
we're not in our 20s anymore. We know a lot of people who walk through our lives with different journeys.
Yeah.
Some people, they just decide that's it, whether it's alcohol or drugs or whatever.
Mhm.
What was the turning point for you?
Yeah. So the reason why I dove into that lifestyle was my dad passed away suddenly when I was 16, and it
Mhm.
kind of ripped my whole experience apart. But my mom, my greatest cheerleader, um, my whole family kept saying, give her some tough love, kick her out of the house. She needs to go to rehab. And my mom, knowing me, I do not play by the rules. knew that rehab was not going to work. And my
Yeah,
mom just kept saying to me over and over and over again, "Oh my God, my cat." She
that's
didn't say
okay.
it that
Mine's
way.
here too. They just want to be part of this. It's a good
My mom
energy.
kept saying to me over and over again, "I love you, but I don't love your actions."
Yeah.
And 3 years of her saying that, finally one day I heard it. And something just clicked in me. And my mom and I were having a fight, and she said that, and all of a sudden I was like, wait, somebody loves me?
Oh,
And
wait.
it's something sunk in. And so at that point, I shifted everything. I did not go to formal treatment. I actually moved to a country that has the death penalty if you do drugs in order to get clean.
Holy
I
smokes,
moved to
girl.
Indonesia for a year and taught English there as a second language.
Oh my gosh. That's dedication.
I don't play by the rules.
That is super dedication.
Yeah,
You're
I
like,
was
this is
done.
over and it's over now.
Yeah,
Because my life depends on it, literally. Literally.
literally. Yeah, I was going for a week without food, without sleep. I weighed 100 pounds less than I do today, and that's yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, full respect for you. That's not an easy thing to do. Uh, anyone, it's one night, right? Like one night feeling down
Yeah.
and it changes your world forever. I mean, how
Yeah.
many people, do we know that don't have the strength like you do, and
Mhm.
they're still struggling every single day. So full respect to you for, making that change because that would not have been easy.
It was not. No, it was not. Yeah.
But not only not easy, there's also another side of it that would help you with working with your clients, whether it be other addiction issues, but even knowing that sometimes in life we do have a hard journey to get through.
Yeah.
And you being able to get through that journey and sharing your story with others, let's just face it, it could be anything, right? You're going to be able to help your clients by what you went through.
Yeah, exactly. I think that stands true for everybody. I think most of us who are in the coaching industry or mentorship of any kind, we help people who are going through the same things we've gone through because we've walked that path. And so, I look back at some of the many, many, many bad decisions I've made, and I can watch my clients making the same decisions, not around addiction. I don't support people with addiction, but well,
No.
cocaine addiction anyway. Maybe I support clients with work addiction problems or
Mhm.
overthinking and things like that. Those are addictions as well. But I can see what's going on and I can say, oh, I made that mistake. You don't have to do that, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Or even just things can be done differently. Like
Yes.
things can be done differently. It doesn't necessarily have to go around just the addiction, but just things can be done differently if you change your ways or if you have a different thought process.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you don't work with people with with addiction, but yeah, so well, great on you. Now tell us about I've got my little notes here.
Yeah.
So share numerology and universal law. So there's a lot, like you said, you didn't really believe it in the beginning, and then you've learned, and you've studied, and you've tell us about these.
Yeah. You know, one of my biggest things was with numerology. I'm a very scientific, logical, show me the evidence kind of girl. My father was a mechanical engineer. I was raised on a farm. Like, I need to see proof. And numerology, what I finally began to understand, I thought in the beginning that it was this woo woo, weird, magical thing. It just didn't make sense to me. And people were talking about their intuition, and I was like, yeah, I don't really get that, except that I'm like one of the most intuitive people I know. And so, but I just hadn't picked up on it. I didn't understand what it was. And then somebody said to me once, the universe is made up of a mathematical equation. What do you think numbers are? And I went, oh, ding, ding, ding. It all started to make sense. And it like clicked in. And then I started to see the evidence as I started doing readings for people. And as I started to do my own work with the numerology, people would come back to me and be like, I can't believe how accurate that was. How did you know that? Do you live in my house? And I've done readings for people that I literally met 2 minutes before, and they come back and they'll send me a DM later that day and they're like, I don't know how you knew that, but that's exactly what's going on for me. and I don't know them from a hole in the wall.
Oh,
And so
God.
that to me was the proof, the evidence. And the more I did that, the more confident I got with it. And so the numerology and the universal law, they tie together. And more than anything, I use it to help my clients understand who they are uniquely. We are all made of stardust, little flecks of stardust, and each one of us is like a snowflake. We're all different, we're all unique, and we're all made up of this mathematical code that I know how to interpret. And so this is why I don't believe in cookie cutter strategies in the online space, because you're different. So how is it possible that somebody else's strategy is going to work for you? It might work for a little while, but it won't be consistent, or you'll get frustrated, or you'll burn out because you're doing something that's fully out of alignment with who you are. So I use numerology to help you understand, first and foremost, who you are, what you stand for, what your purpose is, what's possible for you. I mean, I was a VA behind the scenes, never posting pictures of myself. And now you put a camera in front of my face and I blah, 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 I keep talking. Right? I also I use numerology to help my clients understand how to create consistent content. So in the online coaching space, content is almost king, not quite king, but pretty close. And creating consistent content is one of the biggest challenges that my clients have. I don't know what to write. I don't know what to talk about. I'm running out of ideas. I feel like I sound like the same thing. I'm saying the same thing over and over and over again. And so the numerology I use to support my clients in very unique ways to help them come up with content ideas. I use it to help improve sales processes because we're all different. I can sell to you a different way than I sell to somebody else. If we have cookie cutter strategies around our sales, you're going to reduce your sales because you're trying to sell the same thing to different people. So we
Yeah.
have to have variety and speak to people in a different way. I use it to help create offers and
Wait,
coaching programs.
what?
I use it to help create offers, coaching
Oh, offers?
programs. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a very specific way that I've discovered with universal law and how to create transformational offers that your clients are drooling over and actually get results. And it's based off of the universal law of divine timing and the 6 stages of transformation. And
Interesting.
then finally, I use it for planning and strategy. Because if we're looking just like the astrological cycles, we can look at the numerological cycles as well and say, okay, well, over the month of March, things are going to be a little wild and crazy. So people might need emotional mastery, emotional intelligence work. So we can plan out a launch or a product or a service during that time using the numerological influences and using your own personal chart to understand how to leverage it to your best advantage.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
So how do you okay, this is gonna sound like a real dumb question,
No,
but how
no
do you
such
get
thing.
the numerology numbers from them? Like the cards?
Yes. So I actually
Okay.
work with two systems of numerology. So
Okay.
yeah, because I know the playing cards, people are like, what is that? So the original OG numerologist was Pythagoras, a
Okay.
mathematician. And he started seeing how these energy patterns were showing up with the numbers. So the original system of numerology is Pythagorean numerology, and it is what's most common. It's what most people understand, your life path number. If you Google it, you're going to find some really generic information about it, just
Okay.
like you would Google your horoscope. And
Very
then
generic.
the playing cards are the they are, if you look at the history of the deck of playing cards, we can't actually pinpoint when they were created.
I mean, like just regular playing cards?
Regular playing cards.
Okay.
Yeah. So we can go back as far as ancient Egypt. If you are somebody who believes that Atlantis exists, we can go that far back that the playing cards were born out of Atlantis. I don't know if I buy into that. We'll see. But what I do know is that the playing cards have not changed much in the entire history of the deck of playing cards. If you look at the way that it connects with our calendar, there's 4 seasons, there's 4 suits. If you add up all of the numbers in the deck of playing cards, it equals 364. The Joker is the 365. If you There's 13 lunar cycles. There's 13 cards in each suit. Like it's
Interesting.
ridiculous. What if you start looking at the history and how it adds up to our calendar? It's you can't deny it.
That's very
So I
interesting.
use these playing cards to help people understand what's possible for them. Now, it's not just about the playing cards. I have there's two things on my office wall right now. I wish I could show them to you, but this is a system that there's probably only about 2,000 of us on the planet who know how to use this system in the way that I use it. So, yes, I do fun things and party tricks and I pull cards for people and they go, "Oh my God, I can't believe that." And it's only the surface. This goes so much deeper than that.
Interesting. Okay, so then do you decide if you're going to use the playing cards or what do you call the other cards?
Tarot or
It
yeah,
is
so
tarot, so they're
yeah.
tarot cards.
Yeah, so I don't really use tarot cards that much. I use them for myself. I started with tarot cards, but tarot is actually born out of the deck of playing cards.
That's what I was going to ask you because it
Yeah,
seems like if the deck of playing cards were here first,
yeah,
which they
yeah,
were,
yeah,
then it would be like, oh, yeah, okay.
yeah.
Here's a question for you. I've always wondered. There's some people that they don't want anyone touching their tarot cards.
Hmm.
And then there's ones that they use a certain kind of tarot card for a different type of person. What's the story behind that?
Yeah, so anybody who does readings of any kind, we're always filtering it through our own perceptions and through
Mhm.
our own meaning of things. So there is no right or wrong way to do it. It really doesn't matter. It's just that some people feel like with the deck of cards, if somebody else touches them, their energy is moving through the cards, and so that means to them that they can't get a clearer reading. For me personally, I have one deck of cards that I use for readings for clients, and then I have one deck of cards that's mine. And I never cross the two. It's just
So
how
like
I do it.
one's for your own reading for
Yeah,
yourself,
yeah,
and then the other one is for everybody.
yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Now,
It's just a
but
personal
no one's allowed
preference.
to touch your cards.
No, people can touch them. That doesn't bother me.
That doesn't
It's
bother
just that,
you?
yeah, no, these are the ones that I have for my clients. The other ones are downstairs, but
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and it doesn't really bother me if people touch them, and there's ways of cleansing them and things like that. I'm not really concerned about that. But I just like to have a deck that's just for me. And every year on my birthday, I get a new deck of cards for myself.
Oh, so it's a
Yeah.
little special reading, special new deck of cards for yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice, actually. I go for a facial, but
Oh, I do all sorts of things for my birthday.
no, but that's really nice though.
Hmm.
That's good. So all right. So we've learned a little bit about and then universal law.
Yeah.
Talk a
Yes.
bit about that because we didn't.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I work with about 25 different universal laws to support people. And really, what it comes down to is we have man made laws that can be broken or bent. Universal laws cannot. We are made up of the universe. And so when we learn to think and act like universal energy, which is what we are anyway, we get better results. And we get, instead of actually, when I was at your event in Vancouver, I was on stage and I called bullshit on manifestation. And I had a few people come up to me and go, "Wait, what?" Because
What?
manifestation is the thing, right? Manifestation is a man made concept. When we are working with universal energies, which is what we are, and when we truly understand the power that's available to us, we are not manifesting, we are creating. And there's a
Okay.
big difference. Manifesting is like resourcing. So it's like somebody else has that thing that I want. And so I'm manifesting it so that it comes into my experience versus creating, which is a universal energy, is creation energy. It's like creating out of thin air. It's difficult to explain in a 5 minute
No,
conversation.
no, I totally yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, so if someone these are going to be so odd questions for you, but I think
That's okay. I
people are
love it.
thinking about these things. So, okay, so your numbers, okay, numerology, your numbers are your numbers, right?
Hmm.
Your numbers are your numbers. So, I'm going to swear here. So, if you get these shitty numbers, like you got the shitty numbers and it's not good. How do you change that? Like
Yeah.
if numbers are numbers, how do you change the from the
Yeah.
shitty, or is there
Well,
shitty numbers?
first of all, there's no such thing as a shitty number.
Okay.
Numbers are just numbers, and every number has its benefits and its challenges. So every
Okay.
human has its their strengths and their challenges, right? Second, I always say, you kind of are at the whim of who you are. That's just how you
Okay.
were born, it's who you are. But you also were born with free will and choice,
Yeah.
which means you're never at the whim of what your numerology chart says. So, for example, my numerology chart says that I should always be concerned about my self worth and my value in the world. That's just
Okay.
part of who I am and how I was born. And yes, I see that show up. It's a pattern that shows up for me all the time
Yeah.
where I'm like, oh, I didn't do enough. I didn't say enough, or I didn't not making enough, or that money that came in isn't enough. I hear that in my head all the time. So it's programming. But I have the ability to change my thoughts and my
Yes.
beliefs. And so when I hear that thought, I can say, no, that's bullshit. I don't believe that thought
That's
today.
not true.
And I can choose something different. So it's about seeing the patterns, not breaking the patterns, because I don't believe that that's possible. It's about seeing the patterns, recognizing the patterns, having awareness of the patterns, and interrupting the patterns.
Interesting. So
Yeah.
so you see, you recognize, you interrupt, and then that's what's going to put you. It's like you're recognizing that they're shitty numbers, not that they're shitty numbers, but you're recognizing the patterns,
Yeah.
and you have, because you've worked with someone like Cindy, and you recognize, and then you move forward and make the different choices.
Yes, exactly. Because every number holds possibility. So if I were to, if I was looking at somebody's yearly annual chart and I saw some things in their chart that I'm like, oh, that's going to be a rough period of time. I could tell you you're going to have a shitty 52 days. How's that going to help you?
Yeah.
That's not going to help you at all,
No.
right? And this is what I see a lot. If you Google your chart or you Google your astrology or something, you get the shitty stuff. And then you get in your head, well, it's going to be shitty. And around and
Mm.
around and around you go. But if you work with an intuitive mentor who knows how to interpret the chart, I can look at it and go, okay, so during this period of time, there's something that you're going to be letting go of.
Okay.
There's something that you're going to be going through, but it's not about it's going to be shitty. This is an opportunity for you to grow. This is an opportunity for you to up level. So there's something in your experience that needs to go in order for you to up level. So yes, you're going to have to face some fears, but you know what's on the other side of your fears? Your dreams. And
Mm.
so it changes the perspective in the mind so that we can then face that shitty period of time with conviction, with choice, with decisions, setting yourself up for success, knowing that you might have to create a little bit more space in your schedule to navigate the emotions.
Yeah.
But you walk into that period of time with emotional resiliency instead of just going, what's going to happen?
Yeah. Like yeah, I don't like that feeling. What's going to
Yeah.
happen? Someone told me something bad's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. And I honestly, I don't think that's fair. There
No.
are people out there, there's tarot readers out there who say, oh, somebody's going to die. And you're like, how is that
Thanks.
helpful? Like, don't tell me that shit.
Yeah. Thank you for letting me know. Now I'm going to be freaking out every time I talk to someone or leave my family or whatever.
Right? Yeah.
So, but nobody, like you're not just open doors for anyone who wants to come and have a reading, or it's mostly you only do coaches, correct?
For the most part, yes. I have done readings for people who are curious or want to know a little bit more. I do have an entry level reading that is for anybody who's curious and wants to come in. But for the most part, when I do forecasting and things like that, I speak from a online coach's perspective. And
Okay.
so, I did a reading not too long ago for somebody who was asking if she was going to meet her lover.
No.
And it was actually a really interesting conversation. And we can look at it from that perspective. There are readers out there who do what I do, who do it specifically for relationships, do it specifically for health and well being. It depends on what you're looking for. And I do have the ability to do that. It's just that because of my background, I tend to just steer towards the coaching industry. So even this woman who wanted to know about her ideal lover, I
Yeah.
was like, so when are you going to write a book? Like it just came out, right? So yeah.
And I'm curious, so if someone wanted to just like dip their toe in the water before they even came on as like a one-on-one or a full-time, part of you, like working with you, what would be the price if someone was going to come in and do just the one? I mean, you don't have to say it. They can even get a hold of you, but it's how, well, okay, let's forget the price right now. Let's talk about how long is that? An hour with you and half an
Hmm.
hour, 20 minutes?
Yeah, so most readings are around the 30 to 45-minute mark. I don't put a final time on it because I'm fast. I'm the get shit done girl. And so I'll promise an hour and then I'll be 30 minutes. That has happened a lot. And so I don't want to say I'm exchanging my time or my energy, my time
No,
for dollars.
it's how it comes out, how you're going
Yeah,
to do it.
it's just however it comes out.
But they could get a hold of you even if they're not. Yeah, okay. Well,
Yeah.
what I will do is when I do upload this, we'll make sure that we put in the links to your website,
Yeah.
the links to your social media, and all that information. So if someone does want to contact you, even just a little trial, if you've
Yes.
got time, I'm sure you'll take them.
Yes.
Now, personally, what's going on in your life?
So many things. Well, you did mention seven-time International Film Festival Award winner.
Very cool.
This is a short film about my life story of cocaine addict to and mom's piece of telling me I love you, but I don't love your actions. I had the honor of playing the part of my mom in the film, and it went crazy and it won a bunch of awards, and I won first time producer at Las Vegas Film Festival.
Holy smokes,
I
congratulations.
was like, what's happening? What's happening? So that is going to be live and available to the public in March. So that's coming up very soon.
So where would they get that? Like where?
That will be
Online
on a
or is there like
brand
going to
new.
be a launch party or?
Yeah, there is going to be a launch party in Vegas. So I will be in Vegas. I'm not sure about all the details of it just yet.
Oh, I want to come. I've been there. I've got clients there. I've
Okay.
been there twice in the last 6 weeks.
Come to Vegas.
I'm
Come to
coming to
Vegas.
see it. I'm going to come support you.
And there is a new TV network launching at the same time. So Squirrel TV is launching at the same time, and my film Yellowbird, they have exclusive access to that. So it will be launching with Squirrel TV. I can't wait. And then, with all of the emotional mastery work and stuff that I've done over the years, relationships were very difficult for me. Very difficult. You name the type of abuse I have experienced it, and then some. And after I left my last relationship, I had been raising his two sons. So I was stepmom, and it wasn't a great situation, but I was just bored. And when I left, I said, you know what? I'm never living with another man. I am never going to be a homeowner. I just want to live by myself, do my thing, and travel the world and be free as a bird. Well, I'm engaged.
Congratulations. What a
And I
beautiful
own a
ring. The
home.
color suits you.
Right? Yeah, he did good. He did good.
Totally beautiful.
And we are homeowners and we travel the world together, and I am free as a bird.
And you know what? I've met your now fiance
Mhm.
and a lovely man. And I will say the energy between you two is beautiful. Like you can just tell how much he loves you. He's a ton of fun as you
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
You guys are just two really cool, real people.
Yeah. When I met him, I said to him, I said, I'm never, no, I don't want a relationship. This isn't happening. We're just hanging out. And then we started getting more serious. And there was a big, huge thing that happened in the beginning of our relationship. He is bipolar. I have permission to talk about this story. And he ended up in the psych ward for the third time,
Hmm.
6 weeks after we met. It was not my fault. But
Sure, Cindy. No, just kidding. Sure it
but
was.
during that time, my best friend, she messaged me and she said, I know you said that you were never falling in love again and that you didn't want to be with anybody. And she said, but people don't just bring clean underwear to those in the hospital that they don't care about.
Oh,
And
that's
I was like, shit.
like,
So, yeah, it was a volatile beginning to our relationship, but one of my biggest things one of my mottos in life is don't be boring. And
well,
that
you're far from boring.
that's actually going in his wedding vows. He's gonna say that in his vows.
You're not boring at all.
No.
Such good energy, fun, definitely not boring. Mhm. That's one of the things I love about you.
Aw.
Yeah, you're always out there having fun. Even all your like Facebook and Instagram posts and everything, you're just like the energy just comes from it. Like, oh, there's a breath of fresh air.
Oh, thank
Like even
you.
sometimes I don't have time to read it. I just see the fun, gorgeous photo of you that's just like so positive. I'm like, oh, I love that. Look at
Oh,
her out
thank
there doing her thing.
you.
Well, not a lot of people have that energy anymore. At least not, okay, I wouldn't say not a lot. I would say not enough people
Yeah.
have that, what you've got going on and that goodness. And, I love seeing that you're helping people, but you're not losing your own. Sometimes helping people's hard,
Hmm.
but you're not losing your own energy and your own positiveness by doing that because it is hard giving to people all the time, trying to
That's
help
why you
them.
got to give to yourself first, always.
It's like that mask on the plane, right?
Yeah,
It's like take care of,
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. It's such a cliche, but cliches are only cliches because they're true, right? You
Mm,
have to take care of yourself first and then. If you are giving from an empty or drained cup, you're just going to drain more and more and more. So we don't, and we don't even give from a full cup. We give from the overflow. So I make sure that I have that overflow all the time. And that's how I'm able to just maintain and be happy and bounce around and never be boring is because I have so much overflow to give.
that's absolutely beautiful. So much. Take care of yourself, and then the rest all flows.
Yes.
It is so good. Yes, I love that. Well, Cindy, it was so nice chatting with you today, getting to know you personally, getting to know what you do for a living, I would guess you would say,
Yeah.
making money, but you're
Yes.
allowed to do that. I wish
Yes, you
people would
are.
just, I like say to people, everyone's allowed to make a living.
Yeah, not just a living. Everybody is so yeah, this is one of the things. So I hear this a lot in the industry, the coaching industry especially, because it's for some reason the coaching industry is the only industry business on the planet that has somehow decided it's not okay to sell. If you own a skincare company, what do? You sell. If you own a travel agency, what do? You sell. But for some reason, it's not okay to sell coaching and mentorship. That's bullshit. And you're not just meant to make a living, you are meant to thrive because as a human being, you're part of the universe. The universe is abundant. Therefore, you are abundant. You are meant to thrive, not just survive.
Right?
Yeah.
We all deserve to make a living. Everybody.
Yes.
It's frustrating sometimes. It's like, oh my gosh, yes, that's what we're supposed to do. And
Yeah.
again, we don't,
Sometimes accolades don't pay the bills. So,
well, and it's not about being rich either.
mhm.
Like, I've got friends that are rich, some of them that are super unhappy people.
No,
And
it's
I've got
about,
other people that are struggling that are the nicest, happiest people in the world. But let's just get in the middle
yeah,
where we're
it's
paying our
about balance.
bills, we're doing what we're doing, we're having this good life. But I mean, sure, if we make $1 billion, that's fantastic. But on the other side of it, it's not about making $1 billion. It's
No,
about being, making money anyways.
yeah,
This is a
it's
whole nother
really,
conversation. I need to get it. We need to do a
right?
money talk after another one.
Yes.
It's just like, oh my gosh, what's the negativity around making money?
Yeah, it's alignment and money. And if you're aligned, the money shows up.
Yeah,
And it's okay to want millions and millions of dollars. There's nothing wrong with that. It's
no,
also okay to just want six figures. There's nothing wrong with that. It's our judgments of other people and what they're doing and what they are dreaming of that's causing the problem. You're abundant. You
absolutely.
deserve to thrive. Period.
Absolutely. Well, that'll be a whole nother conversation, but thank you for coming on today. It's been so nice. I'm going to put your bio in the YouTube below. I'm also going to add in your social media channels and your website. So if anyone wants to connect with you, which I'm sure they will, someone's going to want a reading. If they want to connect with you, they'll know how to. And thank you again for being part of the community for so many years. And you're actually, which you've got to get back to doing that. You go onto our group and you've
Yes.
been doing the numerology is there once a week for the members. So
Yes.
thank you for that too.
Yes, I am. I'm going to change the day, but I am going to be doing that again starting next week. So stay tuned for that. I'll post that in the group. I love doing it. It's so much fun.
It was fun. Last time was really good.
Good.
Okay, my friend, you have a wonderful day. And everyone, thank you for tuning in.
Bye for now.
Hopes.